What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Next Year Nail, back with another review. Today we got to talk about Star Wars Outlaws and why, in my opinion, I think it's a masterpiece. Now, before you dislike the video, just hear me out, man. Listen to my opinions, and if you don't agree, feel free to let me know in the comments why you disagree, what you liked about the game, what you didn't like. Make sure you subscribe if you're new here. Like I said, leave your boy a like, and let's get into it. So, before I start the review, I want to tell everybody why I think Ubisoft is underrated and has been on a redemption arc and deserves more love and respect. I have a very soft spot for Ubisoft in my heart. When I got my Xbox 360 and my grandmother picked it up and surprised me with it, the first game she brought with it was Assassin's Creed, the first game. So for me, it goes way back. You know, that was the first game I played on my Xbox 360. And I'm not going to sit here and say Ubisoft is perfect. No, Ubisoft is responsible for a lot of other devs using the quote-unquote Ubisoft formula. But they also provide really good games, and I think Ubisoft give you a lot of bang for your buck with your games. Whether it's the Assassin's Creed games, whether it's Avatar Frontiers, when you buy a Ubisoft game for full price, you're getting a lot of content there. And it's other games that's charging $70, $60 for literally 6-7 hours worth of gameplay, and that's including cutscenes. So I really respect that they give you a lot of content for your money. And I think Ubisoft has been on a really good run lately. From Avatar Frontiers, which I really enjoyed, besides the last mission having an insane difficulty spike. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown was awesome, an amazing game. I really enjoyed that. That kind of made me want to play more Metroidvanias. Assassin's Creed Mirage was a good game for me as well. You know, people always complain about the Valhalla and Odyssey and Origins huge size, so when they go back to the roots with Assassin's Creed Mirage, people were still not satisfied. Sometimes I don't know what gamers want from these games nowadays. It seems like you can never please people. And I also really enjoyed Assassin's Creed Valhalla as well. So with that being said, let's get into it. And the first thing I want to talk about with Star Wars Outlaws is the graphics and gameplay. Man, this game is a technical marvel, man, especially on consoles. You know, the PS5, the Series X and Series S. The ray trace global illumination and reflections at 60 FPS is lovely on my Series X. The textures and draw distance are both great. The overall atmosphere is amazing as well. All three main planets that you can explore are beautiful, full of life and things to do, plenty of people to meet, plenty of people to backstab as well. Ubisoft nailed the look and feel of this game, and it is definitely a technical masterpiece with what they have been able to achieve on consoles. Even the Series S has ray trace reflections and global illumination, which is really rare these days. And you added that it's at 60 FPS, so it's like you're not going from quality mode to performance mode, losing the key things that make the game look so good. You're not. So that's absolutely amazing. So the gunplay and overall feel of the game was fantastic as well. From hand-to-hand combat, the stealth takedowns was very fun. And they wasn't like super repetitive. Like, of course, they probably got about like 10-15 animations, and you might see the same one over again, but I would argue that's really most stealth sections in games. Not excusing it, but just understanding it, you know. And the gameplay loop was very addictive, which is awesome, since after you beat the main game, you can continue to play and clean up side things as we wait for the future DLCs, which has already been confirmed, by the way. But it's a lot of side content and a lot of things to do in this game, man. And a lot of the stuff is fun. Even the typical fetch quests in this game feel way funner and more impactful than the typical fetch quest in Valhalla. But I think that all comes down to personal preference at the end of the day. I wasn't a fan of Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I was kind of over the whole aspect of that. You know, it's just, you know, that time period and everything like that in Greek. But I absolutely loved Assassin's Creed Valhalla because I love Norse mythology. I love the Vikings. They're so interesting to me. So like I said, it really comes down to personal preferences. I recently played and got to the end of Avatar Frontiers, and somebody that absolutely loved the Avatars franchise, I could see them calling that game a masterpiece as well. So this game was just really dope and really well around, and it was also very polished. Before I leave the graphic aspect, I haven't ran into any bugs. Now, it can be clunky sometimes when you're on your speeder, like if you hit a rock, you know, instead of going over the rock, you'll bounce off the bike. So it's moments like that. But when you take away that, it's not really too many issues at all that I can name. And I spent about 40-50 hours in this game and ran into no bugs or no game crashes or anything. So with the way games is launching nowadays in buggy states and messed up states, I think it's nice to highlight the games that launch good day one and this is one of them. So congrats to Ubisoft. I also want to mention the factions and cartel aspect of the game. Being able to accept the mission for the Hut cartel and then backdoor them at the very end to get more coins or credits from a rival gang like the Crimson Dawn was so fun and always a good time, man. Like, you always had a choice, and some of the choices was very dope. You know, having one faction hate you, but then you might need them for something later on, or need to get in one of their sections, or need to go to one of their stores. The shop prices is increased, so if I'm beefing with the Hut cartel and I go to one of their shops in their territories, man, they're gonna tax the hell out of you. So it's little attention to details like that, and just overall, it was a really good amount of attention to detail. Even the way K-Vest hops on the bike and off the bike, she got 4 different animations from hopping on the left, right side, front, or back. It might seem like something small, but stuff like that is very immersive to me, and I love when devs get those little details just right. The traversal was awesome as well, feeling like Uncharted and Tomb Raider at times with a Star Wars twist. The ship combat was fun. I will say it was very basic, but that's good because it's just plain old fun, and that's what video games should be about nowadays. Just fun. The fun factor is very important. It's not flashy, it's not groundbreaking, it's not Starfield, it's not games that specifically built for space combat, but it's serviceable and it's fun, man. And guys, like, let's just make gaming about gaming again, man. All the underhand politics and woke this, woke that, man. Who knows if games was trying to be woke back in the day? We just didn't give a damn. As gamers, we put games in that we thought was interesting. We play them. If you like them, you like them. You recommend it to a friend. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But nowadays, there's so much politics in gaming that it's really frustrating. So I try to keep that away from my reviews, and I know this might get a lot of dislikes. It might not even get a lot of views. It may or may not. But I really enjoyed this game, man, and I'm standing 10 toes behind it. So the next thing I want to talk about is the characters and stories. K-Vest was such a dope protagonist, mostly because she's all about herself, right? She only cares about herself and Nyx, her buddy, who's also one of the best sidekicks and companions in a video game in a very long time, and he's also giving my boy Vasco from Starfield a run for his money. The side characters you meet along the way are all intriguing and just as cutthroat as K is, and you cannot trust anyone in this game, and I love that aspect because I don't want anyone trusting me. I'm all about myself, and that's how it should be. You guys know I don't do spoilers, but after a slow start, the game really kicks up and never slows down. It kept me engaged from beginning to finish. Even the side quests and exploration felt so fun. And for the Ubisoft formula, I think it works really well in this game, and it actually shines. This isn't Far Cry or Assassin's Creed in space. It's its own thing, and I love that. It's my second favorite Star Wars game, right behind Jedi Survivor, for multiple reasons. But one of the biggest reasons I love is because in this game, I'm not some hero. I'm not some Jedi. I'm not some evil, force-willing guy with, you know, powers and super strong. I'm not none of that. I'm just a normal person. I'm a normal thief just trying to make a way in this screwed up world, and I absolutely love that. So guys, next I want to talk about the music and audio. Yo, the musics and sound effects was really well done, from the stormtroopers funny conversations amongst each other to the way Kay and Nyx vibe together. The music is great, but that should be expected with any piece of Star Wars content because they never miss. Whether it's in games, music, or shows, the audio and music always hit. The surrounding voice acting is great, as well as some of the different races in the game, like the Shiga clan. They're like some insects type creatures, and the way they sound, that, you know, buzz type on their voice, man, it was very well done and very bone chilling at times, but I absolutely loved it. And guys, my last thing is I'm gonna tell you why I love the game as much as I did, because it's just plain old fun. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, yo, it's just a fun game, man. You know, it's plenty of things to do, it's plenty of people to backstab, it's plenty of places to see. This is one of the rare moments in Ubisoft games where I actually enjoyed walking up to a question mark on the map, because I was always feeling like I was going to find something dope. You know, you can't have repetitive contract missions and side quests here and there, but I didn't really notice it too much. You know, sometimes they sent me to similar locations to do different type of missions and contracts, but man, it was always fun, man, whether I was stealthing around or whether I was going Honko with the guns blazing. The combat feels good, the upgrades feel good. It's very fun, man, and I really want to say shout out to Ubisoft and Massive, because they pretty much confirmed that they want this game to be here for 10 plus years, and they want people to continue to come in, whether they're here day one or late, and continue to add on to the game, fix the game, patch the game. Some of the stealth sections in the beginning of the game that people was really complaining about has been absolutely fixed, and it's less punishing. So I absolutely love that, man. Shout out to Ubisoft. I know these games aren't selling as well as people want them to nowadays, and that goes for a lot of games, and that's why I think Game Pass is so important. And I think Ubisoft knows that as well, because they have their own subscription service as well, which includes all the deluxe content and everything like that, guys. So if you're like me and you can't afford this game day one, man, hey, it's all right. Go check out Ubisoft Plus. But it's been your boy Next Year Nero. Thank you guys so much for everything, man. Thank you for the 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to the few people that might watch this, or maybe the plenty people. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you share this out, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.